Everyone, it's me, Coffee Stitcher. It is the last Sunday of 2020. Can you believe it? We finally got here. Hopefully next year. How is everybody? Awesome. Well, I'm a little bit later today because I had something I wanted to finish before I did my video. So I got that finished. And then I also had to get everything sorted out for WIPGO, for next year's rotations, and all that good stuff. So this week there were, first off, thank you to all the lovely responses to my last video. If there were questions in there, I probably missed them. There were a lot of responses, and I appreciated each and every one of them. If you asked a question, I missed it. I do apologize. Please re-ask. I'm happy to answer. But I do appreciate each and every one of you. All right. So we've got haul. We've got haul. We've got some WIP updates, and then we've got a discussion of next year. So the way I'm going to kind of do things today, I'm going to show you what I got. And then we're going to do the WIP update / new rotation / New Year's plans all kind of together at the same time. So we'll go with that. All right, so come on along. All right, so the first thing, I got some very lovely haul from some very lovely friends. The Lord and Lady of Stitchshire sent me a green and red skein of DMC and 2 beautiful needles that are there, and also some beautiful ribbon. I got several very nice gifts sort of throughout. Park Hopper got me this really cute, it's not cross-stitching, but it's a rabbit felt ornament by the Cheswick Company. And I didn't know she was doing a 100 Acre Woods series. So obviously it's Rabbit from Winnie the Pooh, because I adore Rabbit. But she's got several of those. She's got an Oz series that I absolutely love. And now that I've got one, now I really feel like I need to get all and do all. So thanks for that, Bart. Thanks for that. Let's see. NBC Stitcher sent me this really pretty agate needle minder, which is absolutely beautiful. Boop. I think that may be it gift-wise. Of course, the greatest gift is having my friends. Cheesy, but it's true. All right, so things I purchased. So, from Delicious Threads, I got this bag project kit set. It's a really cute snowman, Santa, reindeer, Christmas tree set. And it has with it, it was a kit. So it came with this cute needle minder that matches the bag. It came with Trimming the Tree from Bindi Stitchy. It's number 11. And it came with the Picture This Plus fabric, which is Nocturne. It came with the DMC that's needed for it. It came with a hand-dyed ribbon in Candy Apple for trim, and it also came with, there it is, a thread keep that matches. So it's all nice and kitted together for later in the year when I have room for more new starts again. All right, so I got that. I got from Garon Totten Bags this beautiful Christmas in New York project bag. And it's sort of Christmas. I mean, there's Christmas trees, but there's also people. It's like almost all of the seasons. in New York because there's people walking around with umbrellas and briefcases and things like that. So it's not just specifically Christmas, it's kind of a year in New York. So I'm going to be using that for one of my projects next year. We're going to go ahead and flop you in there. Whoop. Okay. Then I got this terrific bag from Stitch and Button. That's Vicky Gable's group. And she included with it this really cute needle minder that says "Always Be a Mermaid." But it's a snowman, and I love snowmen. So, nice little Christmassy bag that had a temporary project in it this morning because I needed somewhere to store it overnight. All right. Then I got, and I don't remember if I showed this. If I did, well, you're seeing it again. The Bucilla Needlecraft Stamped Cross-Stitch Scarecrow and Tin Man bibs. These are from 1970-something. I'm sure it probably has a copyright date somewhere inside it, but I haven't opened it yet. But they're super cute. And there's a baby crib blanket that goes with it. But I can never seem to find that crib cover. It's a crib cover, I guess I should say. So if anyone has the crib cover in their collection that they don't want, or they find it out in the wild, by all means, let me know, because I am definitely looking for it. But I've never seen one turn up on eBay, so... and then the other thing I got was a Bucilla kit. It's Mary Inglebright's There's No Place Like Home. And I liked it because the border part here that in her book you're supposed to stitch is a mat here. So you just have to do the inside, which is so much easier. So I almost started it this week when I got it, but I was a good boy and didn't. All right, so that leaves the next little bit of haul, which isn't really so much haul as I got some of my finishes back from Oliver. So first up is the Classic Colorworks. It's Little House Needleworks is who did it, but it was when they took over, I think, Classic Colorwork or Crescent Colorworks and made it their own. They released these charts. I did not do any of the called for colors. I did all my own colors. This was from Mania a couple of Manias back. I don't remember how far back, but a couple. So he finished it for me in a shadow box with a cute little pumpkin that he did. Isn't that cute? It looks like he used some floral wire. He did a real cute job with this. So there's that. And then my finish of Ink Circles Red's Treehouse, which he did as a hanging piece on this cute acorn. So it turned out super cute too. So, y'all, he does a really good job. Now, my plan next year, as we'll discuss, I'm going to try to learn how to FFO some of my stuff. I don't think it's going to be quite as cute as that. But we'll see. Yes. Okay, so that's it for the haul. So first up, we're going to discuss, and we'll kind of do this as we go a little bit. I am participating in WIPGO. The first set of numbers was called. We'll go over that shortly. What I did, because for those of you who don't know, Jessie Marie of Jessie Does Stuff started WIPGO a couple of years ago, and this is the first year I'm joining. And it's like bingo. You set up, it's WIPGO. And you put in your own goals that are supposed to be achievable within a month. And each month, two numbers gets called. Unless there's a free space gets called, then a third number will be called. So essentially, you have 24 squares, 2 squares a month, 12 months in a year, bada bing. So what I did was I picked 12 goals, and I thought I'll just repeat those goals. Because I wanted something sort of generic, because as we all know, I don't do well when I feel like I'm tied down to something. I want to do it as I want to do it. So this year, what I did was 500 on my closest finish, 300 on a border, 3 fully finished objects, 300 stitches on a mirror, 500 stitches on my WIP that is furthest from being done, 3 sal parts, we'll come back to that, 400 on a holiday or seasonal WIP, 400 on a Christmas piece, 400 on my largest WIP, 500 on my WIP that's closest to being finished. Did I already say closest finished one? I guess not. But I guess I only put that one on there once. How did I manage that? Oh, nope, that was the one I started with. Ha ha ha. Okay. Then, so that left me with, that gave me 9. So in short, it gave me 18. So that meant I had 6 more. So then I picked 6 friends at random and decided that I would do 300 on a WIP chosen by them. So Cassandra, Rob, Robert, Bart, Michelle, and the Hufflepuffs are going to be forced to pick my piece. So, WIPGO this month, we got square number 6, which was, for me, 3 stitch-along parts, the free space, and then number 18, which means that Park Hopper Bart is going to be picking the project that will be getting 300 stitches on it from the rotation. Okay, so I have my little happy planner. So this is how I'm doing my planner this year. Obviously, it's one of those. So I've got my calendar here. Got my goals for the month down the side. Then I'll do a little bit like I did last year. We're going to fill in the daily one with what I do, what I worked on, etc. And then what I'll also do over here, obviously my important dates will be important dates, but any sort of things that I discovered or learned during this month, I'm going to put there. So, we've got our first month's goals. All right, so we're going to start out, and I'm just going to kind of go over them. There is one project in there that I'm going to be working on this week, but it's not actually going to be part of the next rotation. I've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 10 projects that are chosen overall. Now, as you probably all know, there's one project that goes with me to work, so there's 9 of them essentially on there. Dark Queen of the Seas is still being worked on weekends. I have not worked on her much this month after doing the face and starting the hair. I think the hair is going to be something I'm going to have to work in parts as I work on other things around her, because it's just so much hair. Yes. So yes. Okay, so diving right in. So first up, we've got Beatrix Potter. I did manage at work this week to get the words frog so that I could change its color. But I only really had lunch 3 days this week. 1 day was spent frogging. 1 day took forever picking up lunch, so I didn't have time to stitch, and I forget what happened the other. Oh, I took one project with me because I wanted to get it done. So, didn't get as much done on Beatrix Potter. My plan, I'd really like to next month get at least her outline done. All right, but that's my work project. So there's that one. All right, so this is the point, Bart, where you can start picking things. All right, so this week I worked on Alice in Wonderland by Satsuma Street. What I'm going to do next year, I discovered that it is far too much to try and do one of these blocks in a month because it took me 9 days, including a couple of lunch periods. So the goal for next month is going to be half of the cat. which is where my needle minder for Alice currently is. So there we go. There's my caterpillar. I do have plans to go back and add in more metallic-y things. I just haven't done it yet. That actually might be a good project today. We shall see. But there he is next to Alice. So it turned out really, really pretty. I really like it. But boy, is it a deceptively dense stitch. So goal next month is half of the Cheshire Cat. All right. This bag contains something. What does it contain? It contains Search the Sky. So this week I worked on Search the Sky. What I wanted to do is just sort of finish out the bottom part because my plan for next month. So this is Waxing Moon Designs, Search the Sky, I should say. There's the full pattern. So my goal was I wanted to finish out, I had 2 trees left to stitch. So the bottom part will be done. So my goal next month is Santa and the Reindeer. This is on Frosted Blueberries, by the way, from Ship's Manor. Alice was on Elphaba from Under the Sea. Ooh, that's not where you belong. So I did get, so the trees and the words and the house, that's all done. So now we've just got to start in on the top parts. You'll notice that next month I don't have Stitching Book Club on because we don't know when Sense and Sensibility is going to start. But I do have commentary on that. So we'll come to Stitching Book Club at the end. Okay. All right. Then this week I worked on as well Christmas Carol. I finished the main design and I also finished one of the smalls. So there's the main design. I did have to make one change where I backstitched the letters in red instead of gold because the gold I picked was, while it shows up on the fabric, it was too hard to read because of how similar to the fabric color it is. So, and then I did the small that is the title, A Christmas Carol. So we'll do the Bah Humbug one over on this side, and then God Bless Us, Everyone will go down here. I don't know for sure when I will do those, but I will do them eventually. So that I have a complete set. And I did that one on Dryad Saddle from Fortnite Fabrics. So this is actually going away for now. All right, and then, so Michelle Bendy and I, this is also not part of the next year. Michelle Bendy and I, she's been doing the Christmas Bash box from Stitchy Box, and I happened to have purchased this the other day at my LNS, so I was like, oh my god, you got it too, we should totally do this together. So we did it between yesterday and today. So it's Winter's Piece from Summer House Stitchworks. I did this on Stinkhorn from Fortnite Fabrics. It was supposed to be done in Picket Fences and Mulberry from Gast. I did Ruby Slipper because I couldn't find I think my Mulberry is actually in Search the Sky. So I got that all nice and lovely stitched up. There were supposed to be some Algerian Islets snowflakes, but I thought it looked nice without it. And then there was a satin stitch, and satin stitches on Ada don't ever really look all that great. So I decided not to do those. Instead, I'll finish it. When I finish it as a pillow, it'll be a little different. So there we go. That's one of the things I can use for one of my FFOs for when that gets called in bingo. So, all right. Okay, so moving on to the rest of what's here. So, one of the things I'm going to be starting is the Hygge from New Leaf Craft series. My goal is going to be the January one, which is called Mulled Wine. I'm going to be doing it on Hedgehog from Fortnite Fabrics. So and this is a 16 count Ada. So there's 12 of them, and they're all 40 by 40. So what I'm going to do, I'll fit them all on the one piece. And my plan right now is to do an individual finish for them. But I may come up with something better for them than that. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm very excited. Also, I'm mildly insane, I think, because I was looking at January, and they're, like I said, they're 40 by 40. January, whoa. Sorry about that. I hope I didn't make anyone motion sick. Has 21 colors, 9 colors of backstitch. There's couching. There's 2 colors of French knots. There's partial stitches. There's half stitches. A couple of them require more than 1 strand, or more than 2 strands. So, we'll see what happens there. My New Year's Day start is going to be... Oop, I am just being very violent with my stuff right now. I'm so sorry for that. Is going to be Baba Yaga. This is from Thread Sewer, and that's Sewer Soweer, versus like sewing like with a thread. So it's like sower, like you're sowing your seeds. I'm going to be doing it on one of my one-off pieces from Fortnite. It's the one I lovingly refer to as the double chocolate chip. And I did some test stitches to see if it would show up and look good, and it does. You can't quite see too well. But I'm using the Etoile 550. So, and those are just 5 random test stitches. So those will be coming out. But I needed to make sure that they would show up on my fabric. So, so this is by Thread Sewer. Robert of Robert's Palace of Stitches is working on it. Rob Zav Stitches is who enabled all of us, or enabled Robert on that, and enabled me on it too. So he's the one to blame. You're responsible. You're the one to blame. It's your fault. And then it becomes The Last Midnight. Shout out to Stephen Sondheim. So I'll be starting that on New Year's Day. Yay! Okay. Then we've got starting on New Year's Eve. I don't know why I was so squeaky on that. But New Year's Eve is going to be the start of Funky Menagerie from Lindy Stitches. So my goal for that is going to... I don't have a goal for Baba Yaga because I've never done one of her designs before. I don't know how quick it's going to stitch up. So I'm going to I'll do a couple of days on it, see what my groove is, and then I can set my goal from there. I'm doing this one on another Fortnite Fabrics. This is on Liver Pudding. So there's the fabric itself. That one starts on New Year's Eve, and I'm super excited to start that. So my plan for that is to finish part 1. All right, then... So as we said, Alice in Wonderland is going to be Finish the Cat. Then Corner of the World from Tempting Tangles is coming back out. Monday I sat down and I redid my entire rotation, and poor Zab Stitches Rob had to deal with that little meltdown. So here's where I'm at. This is the one I will be using, or I'm planning to use at least for the WIPGO 3 sal parts, but I've got another one, so it may be a combination. But I've got 7 of the 16 parts done, so I'm almost halfway done. So my hope is that I can get this one finished fairly soon. So I have down that I want to do 3 parts on it. Which, considering there's 9 parts left, that's a pretty good amount. Okay. Whoop. All right. Then we've got the Clouds Factory Zodiac. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just being a hot mess dropping this thing. So the goal on that is to get 2 constellations done. So, which really shouldn't be too difficult, because when I was working on this pretty steadily, it was like 1 constellation. I could usually whip all of its parts out in a day. So there we go. So the next 2, I think the next one is Leo, and then I'm not sure what comes after that. But all right. Then we've got, as we already discussed, we did that one. Oop. We've got Murder, She Wrote. So my plan on this one is to finish out the red, which is in the building. Actually, what I've had her here. So the red is in the building. It's letter A. And then the flowers, one of the flower colors is supposed to be green, which is just weird to me. So I'll probably do red in the flower bed. So I'll do the red for the bed, flower bed, red for the building. And then, because I don't think there's any of the outline stitching that's in red. No. Okay. And then my plan is also to maybe finish out the people. Maybe not. It's going to depend a little on... Yeah, it's going to depend a little. But we'll see. Definitely the red is going to be finished out. I said red and the people, but I realize now that the people have a little more color in them than I thought they did. So I think I'm probably going to end up doing the red and maybe the navy, which would do the majority of the gentleman's jacket, and then would also largely finish out the building. Minus its back stitching. And then from there it would just be the purple, and I've done the yellow. So it would be the purple, the salmon pink, and the black. So depending on how that goes, I could actually probably finish this one come February, which would be nice. I like having finishes. That was kind of a dumb statement, but that's okay. And then finally, we've got coming up the Garden Club from Frosted Pumpkin. Oh, I didn't remember that I'd put 2 needle minders on it, but apparently I did. So my plan this month on it is going to be to finish out that centerpiece where the 2 people are and the tree, and then maybe start in on some borders. So It's also technically a SAL, so I could count that as one part of the SAL and then work from there. So we shall see. Like I said, that one may end up being a combination, or it may just end up being all on one. We'll see. All right, and then what I'm going to work on today, after I do some much needed book organizing, I decided I want to work on Common Thread from Jeanette Douglas. It didn't make the cut for next month, or the next rotation, but I still really wanted to work on it, so there we go. That's where I'm at. My plan is I want to try and get at least one more of those little motifs done. But we'll see. Who knows? I may also, once I get ready to sit down and stitch, be like, no, I'm going to work on something else. That's my prerogative. I can do that. Shoot. All right. So that kind of takes care of all of that. So Bart, hope you were paying attention. Let me know which piece you want me to do 300 on. That's for you specifically. It can be any of the ones I've already mentioned. I won't be double dipping, so if you're going to pick a SAL for me to use, the Frosted Pumpkin was technically only 2 parts, and there's no way I'm going to get that finished. So I would not pick... So, yeah. All right. I did at least go ahead. I've got, speaking of Stitching Book Club, so she's working on getting up the kit numbers. I'm assuming pre-sale will be coming soon. If you have not, go watch the Stitch Mania the Talk Show, watch the interview, and enter the giveaway because it's going to be awesome. So I did pick up my copy of Sense and Sensibility. I'm using a nice 1990s movie tie-in edition. Ooh, and it has a little... I didn't even notice this when I was at the store. It even has a little included bookmark. So I need to find my own bookmark for it, but that's okay. Sorry, people walked by the window. And then this is sort of a call for potential help as well. Again, sort of like that Busilicate. The edition of Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, I'm trying to get... I have a paperback copy of the series that I've had since I was a kid. The school library had this specific edition. The only one I have is Last Battle. Because, of course, it's the edition of the series that doesn't turn up all that often. They've got sort of a nice teal turquoise, light turquoisey, tealy cover. They were published by Macmillan, who were the U.S. publishers. They are in the correct order, which is starting with Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, not Magician's Nephew. That is the wrong order. We will never own copies of the books in that order. It's an abomination. Would you start someone who's never read the books or watched Star Wars with Revenge of the Sith? No. No, you would not, because then it spoils the reveal in Empire Strikes Back. Just like you don't start newbies with Magician's Nephew, because then everything you learn in Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is anticlimactic. So, very adamant about this. But if anyone is willing to, has these and doesn't want them anymore in this specific editions, or again, if you see them out and about, please let me know. I believe they were available in a slipcase altogether, or they could be bought individually. I would love the slipcase, but I'm not that... At this point, I'm not going to be that particular. So, yes. So if you happen to, or you have them and don't want them anymore, let me know. IB's interested. All right. So that concludes this week and this year's last FlossTube video. I hope everyone has a great rest of their week. I hope the end of the year goes as well as it possibly can at this point. And I will... Theoretically, I will be here next week. If I'm not, don't be alarmed. My mother-in-law is moving out on Saturday. So I will be moving in stuff into her old room to make it into an Oz/craft room. So I don't know where I'm going to be in the grand scheme of things. So I may not do a video next week, but we'll see. So anyhow, I love you all, and I will see y'all either next week or the week after. Bye.